Well, ladies and gentlemen, another football season is upon us. And in the city of Cleveland, Ohio, nobody does football like Browns fans do football. So, with that being said, week one, the Browns take on the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. They will be stepping up against Baker Mayfield. And I got a special guest from Sports Radio 923 The Fan to break it all down, and we give our prediction. Okay, so my first question to you: do you think Josh Dobbs will see any action on the field this season?
Oh, this season. I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance. But I think the Browns, they're committed to Jacoby Brissett. I think the big thing with Jacoby, now it was preseason, it's training camp. Everyone's saying that he is loved. In the locker room, he's the most popular guy in the locker room. Again, we'll see how that holds up once the games start. But I think with these 11 games, you know what? It's the NFL. Injuries happen. So I think for that standpoint, you'll see Dobbs. I'm not predicting injuries, but it's the NFL. You never know. But I think barring injury, I don't think we'll see Dobbs on the field.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a huge Joshua. I went to a preseason game a couple of weeks ago, the last one against Chicago, and some of the things he was able to do in that game was amazing. And it kind of seemed like this guy got a good head on his shoulders. He wants to win. He knows what he's doing. I just think he played a little bit better than Brissett, even though I do get that was Brissett's first preseason action. So that's why I asked. I figured, you know what, a lot of people are taking the Dobbs, and they really like Dobbs.
Well, I think though, Rico, the third preseason game, and this happens with Stefanski every year. There's a game where you look and you're like, this offense is trash.
Yeah.
But it's because Stefanski's trying to see something. And that third preseason game was really the Anthony Schwartz tryout.
Right.
So I think a lot of it was Jacoby on purpose. The game plan for that preseason game was getting Anthony Schwartz back on track. So let's kind of force feed the ball to him. And it didn't work out. And I thought Jacoby, if you took out all the targets that was intended for Anthony Schwartz in that third preseason game, Jacoby wasn't too bad.
No, he wasn't. No, he was not.
It's sad to say, but he wasn't too bad. So I do believe, let's see how it looks tomorrow. The weather's not supposed to be that great against Carolina. But let's see. But again, to go back to your original question, the first 11 games, I don't see Dobbs playing. Now, if the Browns are out of it and they say like week 17, week 18, we don't want to play Watson and something's going on with Jacoby, then I can see Dobbs getting some PT this year.
Okay, that's solid. Who is your pick to win the AFC North?
Cincinnati. And to be honest, I think it's going to be a runaway. I think there's so much pressure on Lamar Jackson. I get it. You put that pressure on yourself, but the dude needs an agent. Like, I know people who are actually studying to become sports agents. They're actually going to school in San Francisco to become sports agents. He should have called up my buddies and have them represent him.
Hey.
You have that style of play, Rico. Why are you going in and saying, oh, well, I want Deshaun Watson money? They're not giving you Deshaun Watson money. Nobody's giving any of these quarterbacks Deshaun Watson money. You take the money that's offered in Baltimore. You got a good organization. Take the money, secure the bag for your family. I don't like how Lamar has approached this at all, and I think it's going to cause trouble. And the offense, they don't have Hollywood Brown. The running back room, we'll see. It was crippled last year, so we'll see. I think there's going to be a major drop off because of pressure with Baltimore, and then obviously we're dealing with our own problems. And Pittsburgh they're not going to be that great this year. I think this is the year for Joe Burrow. I think they are upset that no one has given them any type of respect at all. And, this offseason, it's like, well, if Buffalo would have got to the AFC Championship game, they would have beat Cincinnati. Well, guess what? They didn't make it. Cincinnati did. And I think the Bengals, with the offensive weapons that they already had last year, they upgraded that offensive line. I think the Bengals, I think they're going to run away with the AFC North.
You know what? My pick was Baltimore initially because of the acquisitions they made on the defensive side of the ball. I don't think Baltimore is going to be great offensively. I mean, Lamar Jackson's going to do what he do. We all have seen and know what he can do. So I'm not really worried about Lamar Jackson, but the rest of that offense, like you said, Hollywood Brown is gone. The verdict is still out on that run game. I believe defensively, Baltimore will be tough, but I do agree with what you said. Cincinnati's offense, plus they haven't been getting a lot of respect. It's a lot of chip on their shoulder. It's going to be very interesting in the AFC North this season, to say the least. So what do you think the Browns' record is going to be in 2022?
I'm a Browns fan. I think we all are. We're Browns fans. And, you want this to go well. Man, it's going to be tough. I hope I'm dead wrong. I think these the Jacoby games are going to be. It's not going to be good. I'll just say that the Jacoby games are not going to be good. I don't think Jacoby brings enough to the table for the Browns, to overcome the schedule. I just don't think he has enough. Like, if you want to play quarterback in the NFL in 2022, you got to be able to create plays. And I don't think Jacoby has that ability to create plays. To your point earlier about Josh Dobbs, I don't know if the talent matches up well, but Josh Dobbs can create plays if the talent level's there. Jacoby, you know what you're gonna get with Jacoby. I mean, he's gonna try to play error-free football, which in 2022, conservative football means you're not going to be good. Game manager in 2022 means you're not good.
Right.
That you're not good if you're a game manager in 2020. If this was the year 2000 with this roster, I would say, okay, this is a Super Bowl contenders, and Jacoby Brissett just has to keep them in the game. I think because of the limitations of Jacoby, because of the October schedule, where you have the Chargers, you have the Patriots, the Ravens, Bengals, Bills, Dolphins, I believe is in there. The Buccaneers are in there. That's a 7-game stretch. They could lose all 7 of those games. And I don't know how the first 4 is going to turn out. And then the back end, we saw Watson in week 1 of the preseason. That's not going to be the Deshaun Watson. He has to get back in the form. I'm going to honestly say, I hope I'm wrong. I'm going to say they get 6 wins.
6-11.
6-11. Yeah, 6-11. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the new to add a game.
Right.
So I was trying to think. I'm like, is that 6-12? Is that 6 and whatever? 6 wins. So 6 and 11. 6 and 11.
Well, you heard it right here. You know, I'm gonna give my prediction, and I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna say 6 and 11. I'm gonna say 6 and 11. I mean, this season is a wash. I think we all Browns fans, we can all agree that this season's not gonna be a great season because, of course, Deshaun Watson is gonna be out until week 11. So next season is when you really should look out for the Dog Pound Nation and the Dog Chat. And I agree with you. I do believe that 6 and 11. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be a terrible season. I think we're going to have some highs, and it's definitely going to be some lows. But yeah, 6 and 11. You know, given the circumstances surrounding this season and the off season and everything that's happened, 6 and 11. I agree with you.
Let me add one more thing, real quick. If you beat Carolina tomorrow, there's a chance, this will sound kind of crazy. There's a chance that's worth 2 victories. Because I do think with everything that's on the line with the Carolina game and all the personal drama with both teams, with Baker, we saw the Mary Kay article with, like Myles Garrett left Baker Mayfield on read. And like, wow. Baker Reagan Mayfield trying to be the politician that he is, trying to say, thank you for being you and it was an honor and playing with you, being your teammate, blah, blah, blah. Myles Garrett left his ass on read.
Yeah.
He left him on read. He couldn't even muster a fake response. To Baker. I think if they win against Carolina, that will set the tone, even if it's an ugly football game. I think that will set the tone for this season. And I'm willing to bump up my win total from 6 to 8. Because I do think there's going to be some good vibes coming from that game. They'll obviously beat the Jets. I think that'll give them more confidence to beat the Steelers week 3, and they'll beat Atlanta week 4. I think if you win tomorrow against Carolina, you'll go undefeated in September. The rest of the season will still be tough, but Cleveland will be off to a good start.
All right, man. We had a special guest, Double A, Anthony Alford from 923 The Fan. I'm Rico McGee. You heard it here first. This is the Sports Minute, and as always, we'll see you in a minute.